When a technician spends all day out in the field cleaning or restoring property, some tasks must be handled, but may not be that easy to do in a practical sense unless the tech is driving a fully equipped RV. Today's topic is not something I would normally bring up in conversation, but I would say, Steve Tiburon, you're to blame for today's topic because I got an email from you that addressed an issue that I'm just going to say, Steve, you tell us about it.
Well, you want to talk about restrooms, right? Necessary body functions, right, Jeff?
That's it. You said it.
Okay, well, and when you got to go, you got to go. So let's talk about using the customer's restroom. The first thing is, I would just tell people, Jeff, is don't. Don't. My favorite theme is we're in the customer's inner sanctum. And the innermost, most holy part of the inner sanctum is their restroom. So, but on the other hand, sometimes you got to go. So if you got to go, if you're desperate, and I'm going to confess something right now, back in the day, I used to carry a large Snapple bottle in the truck, crawl in next to that truck mount, do my business. But you didn't hear that from me, Jeff, okay?
Steve, we're recording this.
You didn't tell me that.
Okay, continue.
Whoa. Okay, well, let's clean it up. All right. Snapple's off the table. Maybe it's something a little more involved than you can handle through Snapple. All right, let's talk about it. First of all, never, ever go in their innermost sanctum, which is the master bedroom bathroom. Never do that. Instead, ask, say please, say thank you. May I use the guest restroom? Now, if you use the guest restroom, when you go in, not when you leave, turn on the fan, the vent fan. Let's get that stuff out of there as soon as possible. And obviously, guys, if you use the restroom, after you're done, flush, don't leave any little gifts for the customer, and put the lid down. This is all basic stuff. Leave the restroom immaculate. Maybe one other thing is don't use their towel. Go out to the truck, bring in a cleaning towel, and tell them that. When you say, please, can I use your restroom? By the way, I brought my own hand towel. Well, at that point, what customer could deny you? And, maybe the biggest thing I'll just say to all the people who do the scheduling, even if it's just for yourself, stop overscheduling your techs. Book less jobs. That will give them time to stop at a gas station, go in, take care of business, go to the restroom, clean up. You'll make more money. Your techs won't burn out. So, and most importantly, you aren't going to have to intrude in the customer's innermost sanctum, the restroom. That's what I got today, Jeff. What do you think?
I think it's great advice, Steve. I think in the real world, the techs are out there all day. You're exactly right. They need to have those breaks. I've always thought schedule them so they can take their time on the job, but also to take those breaks so they can take care of business. Because I don't know, what if they're using a Snapple bottle and they get caught? That would just be too embarrassing, I think. Bad PR.
Well, now, Jeff, I'm not talking about doing it out on the sidewalk. Come on, give me a break. Crawl in next to that truck mount. Of course, you got a lot of moving belts in there too. So
yeah, I don't think we're going to sell
worse.
This concept. We're not going to sell the concept of a Snapple bottle. So,
well, okay, I did what I had to do, but I'll get that. But seriously, I tell every one of my training classes, if you normally book 4 jobs a day, book 3. And then give your techs longer. And I know what you're saying. Well, they're not going to make as much money. I'm not going to make as much money. You will, because that will give them time and the energy to sell additional service options, what I used to call upsells. But you'll make more money, do more work, and you won't have to intrude into the customer's restroom.